Hi guys! Good morning and welcome back to our channel. It's Saturday today ngayon sa Calgary. And napakaganda ng ating umaga. Yan, tirik na tirik yung araw. Although kahapon bumuhos ng ilang oras yung snow. Pero saglit lang actually yun. Yung pagka buhos niya natunaw din. Yan, kaya wala kayong makikitang bakas ng snow dito ngayon sa Calgary. Yan, pakita ko ngayon sa inyo. Yan guys, oh. Diba? Tirik na tirik yung araw. +4 ngayon, hindi naman ganun kalamig. Diba? Silaw. Andun yung baby ko, oh, nasisilaw. Oh.
Look at the ladder.
Oh, may naglalagay ng Christmas light. Ano, dati kasi nag-isip pa kami ni Alvin, pwede kayo mga ganyan-ganyan sa townhouse kasi syempre may mga limitations dito sa mga bylaws. Pag kasi under ka ng condo corporation. Pero since ito nakita natin, kaya si Alwin magde-decorate din, pero hindi ganyan. Pang ano na yan mayaman. Kaya ito solar to na Christmas light dito yan sa likod namin. Hi. You're so happy. So ito guys, going back, hindi na to kailangan isaksak kasi nga solar siya. Yan, dalawa yan. Ito yung nasa likod. And then sa harap, nakabili na kami kahapon sa Value Village kasi nung pumunta nga kami ng Goodwill last time, hindi maganda yung quality. So, naisip namin, Value Village naman, maghanap. And yun nga, may nakita si Alwin na ilang Christmas lights. So, ewan ko kung kailan niya gagawin. Maybe tomorrow na lang kasi nga gagabihin din siya ng uwi ngayon. Alright? Ayan, it's me again, Emma, and I am with Zion. Sama daw siya kahit intro pa lang kasi lagi naman yan sumasama pag ending, just to say peace. So, kami lang ngayon dalawa ni Zion, as always, kapag Saturday. So, anyway, going back, sa mga hindi pa nakapanood, baka magtanong sila, ano pa yung TFSA? So, this is tax-free savings account. So, pwede tayo mag-open yan as long as we are living here in Canada and we are taxpayers here in Canada. So, it's not necessarily kailangan kang permanent resident. So, okay lang kahit temporary resident as long as meron kang valid SIN or social insurance number. So, bakit pa tayo nag-open ng TFSA? Actually, maraming pwedeng pag-investan dito. Hindi lang TFSA, meron ding tayong tinatawag ditong RRSP, pwede ring FHSA, and then meron ding RESP for kids. So, marami pang pwedeng i-explore, pero since ngayon nga ay andun kami sa pag-build and pagma-maximize ng aming contribution limit for TFSA, kaya ito yung napili namin ngayon na i-update. So maybe in the next videos, pag-usapan natin yung RESP, ni Zion, and then later on, FHSA, and then RRSP. Alright, so I think natakal na rin namin before nung kumukuha kami ng bahay, yung FHSA, yung kahalagahan nun. So, yun, pahapyawan ko na lang din, if nagbabalak kayo later on bumili ng bahay dito sa Canada, it's very important din na ma-utilize nyo yung benefits or kagandahan ng FHSA. So, yung mailalagay nyo doon ay any amount up to $8,000 a year, and the maximum contribution limit ay $40,000. So that will all be tax deductible. So yun yung kagandahan. So going back ngayon naman sa TFSA, so yung mga amount naman na inilalagay namin under this account ay hindi tax deductible. Pero bakit nga ba kami nag-i-invest under our TFSA account? Kasi any amount that we save and invest here, so kung mag-grow yun, that's not gonna be taxable. So yun yung maganda, di ba? Kahit mag-grow yan ng $10,000, $100,000, or 1 million kung super swerte tayo sa mga investments. So pag winidraw mo yan, so that will not be taxed by the government. At syempre, dapat sumusunod tayo sa contribution room. So, hindi naman pwedeng meron kang $100,000, $1 million, yun yung ilalagay mo agad sa TFSA mo kasi nga, di ba, gusto mo yung growth nun ay maging tax-free. Pero dito guys, sa Canada, yung TFSA, it has contribution limit. So, depende kung kailan ka nag-18 years old. And depende rin kung nung nag-18 years old ka na, nandito ka na ba sa Canada. So, syempre, technically kami ni Alvin, hindi naman kami dito nag-18 years old sa Canada. So, yung contribution room namin, nag-start kung kailan kami naging tax resident. Yan, dito sa Canada, which is 2022. So, pwede natin computein kung magkano yung contribution room natin or contribution limits for every year. And then, yung maximum na pwede nating ilagay under our TFSA account. So, meron ulit tayo ditong table that will show yung TFSA dollar limits. So, yan o, 2009 to 2012, each year, ang total TFSA contribution limit per year ay $5,000. And then, noong 2013 and 2014, naging $5,500 siya. So, 2015, ito napakalaki ng limit for that certain year, it's $10,000. And then, 2016 to 2018, it's $5,500. And then 2019 to 2022, $6,000. 2023, $6,500. And ngayong 2024 and 2025, $7,000 each. And as what I have mentioned, kami ay dumating ng 2022. So, yan. Mag-start tayo sa $6,000 na contribution room. And then, plus natin yung 2023 na $6,500. And then, plus dalawang $7,000. So, ang total niyan ay nasa $26,500. So, let me just compute kung tama yan. 14,000 plus 6,000 plus 6,500. Yes, ang total maximum contribution limit ko for TFSA is $26,500. Pero for this year, $7,000 kasi yun yung contribution limit ko for this year. And I'm just happy to share na na-maximize na natin yung total contribution room natin for this year. So I'm emphasizing for this year yung na-meet ko ha, kasi yun yung $7,000 for 2025. Pero I'm slowly targeting then na ma-fully maximize yung entire contribution ko for TFSA, which is $26,500. And pagdating nga pala ng next year, which is 2026, magkakaroon ng additional contribution room tayo. Pwedeng by next year, mag-add ulit sila ng another $7,000 contribution room or pwede ring $7,500. Depende yan sa calculation nila ng effect ng inflation. And now, saan ko naman ba ininvest itong money na nilagay ko sa aking TFSA account? I think I have mentioned previously, nilagay ko siya sa XEQT. So, this is an ETF or Exchange Traded Fund. So, pwede kayong mamili kung saan nyo pwedeng maganda i-invest yung money mo. Pero, maganda talaga na tandaan na hindi lang kayo mag-create ng account. You have to invest it. Otherwise, walang sense na nag-open kayo ng TFSA account kasi there's no opportunity for growth there. So, kaya kami, ayan, sa pagre-research din, actually, marami kayong pagpipilian na pag-investan. Pwedeng individual stocks, pwedeng ETF, bonds, etc. So, kami, pinili namin yung ETF kasi yung ETF para siyang basket of a lot of companies na pwede nyong pag-investan. So, at least kami, hindi na kami mamimili ng isa-isang stock like Apple, Nvidia, Shopify, etc. So, kapag bumili ka na ng stock, for example, ng ETF, which is XEQT, thousands of companies na yung nabibili mo doon sa basket na yon. So, it's easy, diversified, and treated for long-term growth. So, yan po yung ininvestan namin. Although we're still exploring kung saan pa pwedeng mag-invest, like yung VFB nga, and then kapag meron na rin tayong na-open na RRSP, doon naman namin i-open yung VOO na ETF. So, marami pa tayong magandang pwedeng pag-aralan na ETF, and I'm just excited na habang, 'di ba, every single month kasi syempre dapat may naiipon tayo. And yung goal namin is makabili ng kahit konting shares, diba? It's a matter of consistency. So, kahit gaano pa kaliit yan, as long as you're consistent, magandang goal na rin yan kasi you are doing the long-term growth for your money. So, kapag short-term yung goal mo, maganda sa'yo is to do trading na. Ayan, or yung mag-open na ng margin account, yan, so that you can do trading every day or every week. So, kamusta ba yung performance ng ating investment under XEQT? Siyempre, given that nasa isang buwan pa lang tayo na nag-i-invest, there's not much growth here. So, it's really meant for long-term growth. So, last time na nag-check ako, it's about 1% na, pero there are days na kapag sumisilip ako, medyo nagda-down siya, which is nasa 0.6% negative lang naman. So, up and down ba yung market, hindi pa consistently nag-grow, syempre naman, kakalagay lang natin yon, hindi naman pagkalagay mo ay mag-i-skyrocket na yung investment. So, unless nagtitrade ka ng gold or nagtitrade ka ng Bitcoin, so there's an opportunity for that fast growth. Pero, syempre, since these are risky investments, no, pwedeng pagkalagay mo, for example, sa Bitcoin ka nag-invest or sa gold, pwedeng pagkalagay mo pa lang ng investment mo ay mag-down na agad yan ng 20% or 50%. So, assess your risk appetite. Kaya kami, yan, dito muna kami sa ETF, which is XEQT. Nagpa-follow din siya ng S&P 500 or nung stocks ng US. And hindi lang US yung fina-follow niya, pati na rin sa international market and emerging countries. So guys, kung gusto nyo rin pala mag-open ng TFSA account nyo, yan, you can open sa mga banks na preferred niyo, or kung gusto nyo meron kayong control na, you can do self-directed investing, and pwede kayo mag-open ng Wealthsimple account nyo. So yung Wealthsimple account ang ginagamit namin. So yes, this is very user-friendly, ang okay ng platform and interface, and hindi masyadong mahirap pag-aralan. So, kung gusto nyo mag-open ng Wealthsimple account, we have a link in the description box below. And kapag nag-open kayo ng Wealthsimple account, using that link, you can get an additional $25 bonus. So guys, reminder lang din nga pala, no, keep track of your contribution sa TFSA. Kasi the moment na mag-exceed ka sa contribution room mo, yan, kaya nga may pinakita tayong table, you have to calculate magkano lang yung entitled ka to contribute in your TFSA account. Kasi pag nag-exceed ka dyan, so you can be liable or be charged of penalty ng 1% of that amount na sumobra per month. So, sayang din yon kasi, di ba, imbis na growth na sana yon, ngayon magbabayad ka for the excess contribution na inilagay mo sa iyong TFSA account. So, what is my next goal dito sa TFSA account ko? Ngayon na-maximize na natin yung $7,000 contribution limit for the year 2025, bala ko rin i-maximize yung entire contribution limit ko, which is 26,500. But since malaki yan na para sa amin, syempre, I am slowly building my contribution towards that limit. And actually, hahabol pa nga since malapit na mag-next year, madadagdagan na naman yan. And then, yon, meron na naman tayong more contribution room na dapat, yan, yung goal ko, i-maximize. So, ang maganda pa rin talagang mangyari is to be consistent. So, kahit na, for example, may months na hindi tayo magkapag-contribute, pwede naman natin yan ihabol for the next months na mas maluwag-luwag ang ating budget. So, ang mahalaga, stay focused and consistent kasi you are building your investments towards long-term growth. So yun guys, no, ang aking update regarding my TFSA account. So hopefully, nakatulong itong video na ito sa inyo, no, lalo na sa ating mga newcomers dito sa Canada na hindi alam masyado yung mga registered savings accounts na ino-offer ng Government of Canada. So I guess sa mga next videos natin, talakayin naman natin yung RESP. So this is the Registered Education Savings Plan naman na pwedeng i-open natin para sa ating mga anak. And yes, napakaganda rin ng benefit pag mag-open tayo ng RESP kasi merong counterpart na grant yung government, which is 20% ng i-contribute mo, and syempre up to a limit of $500 a year. And the maximum will be $7,200. So, di ba, ang ganda din nun. So, yan, i-discuss natin yan sa ating mga susunod na videos. So, yun guys, no, if balak nyo na mag-open ng inyong account, yan whether TFSA, FHSA, RRSP, RESP, or even non-registered account, yan, pwedeng-pwede nyo gawin yan sa Wealthsimple using the link below so that you can also get a $25 bonus. So yun guys, no, hopefully nakatulong itong video na ito sa inyo. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe and don't forget to click the notification bell para updated din kayo sa aming latest video uploads. So yeah, we'll see you again on the next one. Peace!